All right, we are live, getting ready for DODCAST episode 5, I believe here. Yes, technically.
Yeah,
Got
4 or
the
5.
yeah, one of the two. I don't know. I've lost
I
track.
I can't remember if Paul Kuhn putting on a dress was part of the
I
Dodcast series or not.
think it was
And
sponsored by DODCAST,
yeah,
right?
sponsored by Paul Kuhn in a dress. So
Technically,
if that's episode 3, I'm fine with it. But
we
regardless,
are week 4 of matches that we're going to be doing
yeah,
predictions
let's just call
for.
this week 4. But we did have like a preseason
Yeah,
one,
so I guess it's episode 5.
semantics.
Yeah, I could
We'll
check
call it
YouTube,
episode
but
4.
episode 4 it is. And yeah, we got the recap for ANZIO. We got the predictions for Thunder next week. We got map stuff, although not nearly as much map stuff as last week, so this shouldn't take even half as long.
Yeah,
Although we
hopefully.
say that every time.
Every time.
Yeah, so.
And if you're watching all of this, thank you. You're a hero.
Yeah.
If you guys have been with us from the beginning, we appreciate it.
There was 1,000 views on a video, and it was clearly a prank, and I'd like to know who played it.
Who paid for views on the Dodcast? I mean, first off, bless you. Second off, how
Yeah.
dare you? Because we can't handle that type of hype.
Yeah, seriously. I was like, how is there even... I mean, somebody had... If it wasn't a prank, somebody was just watching it 24/7 over and over
Yeah,
again.
I think it was Toxinator. I'm still pretty
Yeah.
sure. Like, just had it on 2 phones at once or something.
Yep. Maybe even 2 phones, 2 computers, and an iPad, for all I know.
But yeah, I digress. And let's just go ahead and jump into week 3 silver recap.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, just a quick glance at the scores. A lot of blowouts this week, Corey.
There was. It was a blowout kind of week in silver.
Definitely the top half were playing the lower half this week, and it showed the skill gap that and we're gonna get into this a little later, but I think this might be a good idea for what Nine did with the playoff settings going down the road for silver, because it does look
Right.
like we're gonna be top heavy in silver.
Yeah. So potentially having a separate bracket for like the bottom half of the teams or whatever. I forget exactly how it played out, but giving them a little more to play for rather than just looking at a replay of this week.
Yeah, I think it was 1 through 4 go to their own bracket,
Yeah.
and then the rest go to another.
Right. Yeah.
Something like that.
Because this week we had what the closest match was about 350 points.
Yeah, and on ANZIO, that's still a huge blowout.
That's, you're looking at like 9 cap out difference.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. So let's just get right into it. We're going to start with Moose Knuckles versus Sleepers.
Okay, Moose Knuckles Sleepers. So looking at the scores here, Burn on the sniper rifle is going off.
Yeah, I'm not sure when they moved Burn to sniper, but damn, it's been paying off.
It really has. I mean,
maybe Sirio's just unavailable right now.
Might be, yeah.
I didn't even see if he was playing, unfortunately, but
didn't look like it.
Yeah, Burn is just going off lately,
playing
his ass off.
Look at that KD ratio.
Yeah, insane. And Vanok going crazy with the car.
Of course. He's a beast. Matt doing well on the bar. Of course,
LZL carring well as well.
Yep, as always. They're just all so good and solid.
And it looks like, this went like how we said, where they parked Matt in street.
Yeah.
And Chi just ran wherever he wanted. Matt had 27 caps on access.
That's a lot of caps in street.
That's a lot of caps.
I love it. That's insane.
So, just pretty much a huge blowout in that match, which we expected.
Right. Looks like Quack Duck again put up big numbers for Moose Knuckles, though, which is always nice to see.
Yeah, Quack Duck is a gamer, and I'd love to hear more about him. So if you're watching this, Quack Duck, maybe shoot me a DM. I'm just kind of curious what games you've been playing before this, and like where you came from.
Get Dodd Researcher Compton on it.
Yeah, I'm just interested, and I still think this Moose Knuckles team, like Spade is got potential, Big Bird's got potential, Bojanglers is a good player.
G was once upon a time like a main player as well, so he could get it back.
Yeah, so they just got to keep at it. I know it's still week 3, it's still early, and the good thing about silver is I think everyone makes the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, one way or another.
So, as long as you get some practice in, you can make a run in playoffs. Look at typical last season in gold.
Yeah, they got the first win of the season in the playoffs, upsetting.
Yeah, so anything is possible. But yeah, so that was a pretty big blowout. Again, huge performances by Sleeper's main gunners there.
Big time.
And Moose Knuckles, just keep at it. It's going to be an uphill climb for you guys, but all that you got to work on is getting better this season.
Right,
and having fun, of course.
Yeah, yeah, that is the most important thing, really.
Anything else to add on this one, Corey?
No, I mean, good game to both. Sleepers are my boys. They know I love them. It's always nice to see them succeed, and they're still, you know, my big pick to take silver this season, and they're doing what they need to do that. Undefeated at 4-0 right now.
Yeah, top of silver by a mile.
They are.
Pretty much, but if you bring in points into the consideration, yeah. So
wow, by a lot. They're up by 800 points.
Yeah, they really took advantage of running it up on ANZIO and getting some cushion on the points. But still, you know, win losses matter more. So
right, yeah,
that point differential could not matter in the end. Yeah.
Yeah. So they gotta keep not losing. Good shit.
GG Sleepers and Moose Knuckles. Good job, guys. Let's move on to the next matchup, which was Love Me Not versus CIS.
Oh yeah, this was I think I was actually watching this one. I wasn't casting it. Bullet was casting it, and there was a lot of crazy shit going on. It did end up a big win for Love Me Not, of course, about 333 points. It looks like, yeah.
About what we expected to.
Yeah.
Probably expected a little bigger blood. I think if I expected this score to be flipped for the Sleepers, you know, I thought maybe Love Me Not would be in the 800 range.
Right. But Sleepers just came out fucking flying.
Yeah, Sleepers is trying to win silver this season. So
I love it. Ruthless aggression.
But back to this match real quick. Business as usual for Love Me Not.
Yeah.
Devin
Booga on the sniper, pretty good right there.
Booga sniper. Looks like Devin told him he's done. Looks like Devin carbarred this one, actually.
He did, and I think Colin did as well. Yeah, he did.
Well, that's just hilarious, yeah. And adorable, so...
Yeah.
Colin and Devin bar-carring is pretty disgustingly strong.
Extremely. Riley Stafford had a good match, too, and Hong Kong Mafia, which is, I believe, Sheikah.
Okay, yeah, Sheikah's still doing his thing, playing well. Riley Stafford,
a good sniper.
Very consistent heavy.
Yeah, Riley Stafford car-barred as well, actually, I believe.
Oh, well, okay, damn.
Yeah. So they countered the car bars with the car bar on their big man, and he did his job. It was too much to handle, really.
Yeah, it looks like, you know, on Axis, CIS went to full defensive mode, and it just wasn't happening.
Yeah, nothing you can do in that situation.
Too many caps on Allied, yeah. And then on Axis half, you got Devin and Colin Carr, and that's a tough sell for anyone.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what. And they made
CIS,
it work.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was going to say they made it work, you know.
Yeah, and I still like the CIS team. And did Azia play? Okay, he did play, yeah.
He did, yeah.
So, I mean, they're probably one or two pieces away from kind of taking that next step. But, again, they're kind of like Moose Knuckles, and they just need some more experience.
Just continuing to play is really the most important thing for them.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about them in this next few maps since these are kind of new to 1.3.
Right, yeah.
And they maybe aren't going to be too familiar with them. Maybe they will. Honestly, I don't know. But CIS, keep fighting. You honestly kept it pretty close in this match.
Exactly. You know, I mean, all things being equal, you look at the other blowouts of the week, and theirs was the closest match. So they're showing every week improvements.
Yeah, and right now they're not even in last, so you can build off that.
No, I mean, out of all the teams that are in that area, they're the one I'd least want to play right now. I mean, DreamWorks is kind of scary to play with rods too, but
yeah, those like CIS, DreamWorks, and Moose Knuckles, one of those teams is gonna, you know, rise above that 0-3.
Yeah, inevitably.
And get a couple wins, and
it
might be CIS.
Yeah,
I would probably put my money on CIS right now.
They are the most active of the bunch, so
yeah, that's pretty much why.
That bodes well, right?
Moose Knuckles also fairly active. I'm not going to knock them. I still have not seen CIS in the Discord, or I don't know what they're doing. They're playing matches though, so
DreamWorks.
I'm sorry, DreamWorks. Yeah, DreamWorks.
I was going to say CIS.
Yeah, CIS has been in the Discord like crazy. DreamWorks. I don't know what's going on.
Total inactivity.
Again, they could be practicing in Brazil servers or something, but I don't. Yeah, that's not helping them in this league if they are. So.
And yeah, I mean, we'll get to them obviously, but yeah,
that's good segue into the next matchup. But yeah, so again, Love Me Not over CIS, 464 to 131.
A great game.
And real quick look at the standings again, if we can do that.
Oh yeah, Love Me Not is just behind all the undefeated
Just behind
teams.
all the other teams that one loss.
Along with Washed Up.
Yep. So those two are right on each other, and Fast Loris still fighting. So
yeah. Yep.
Like I said, silver is very, competitive
It's
at the
very
top.
close. I'm very curious to see how everything pans out when these matchups start hitting
Yeah,
each other
6
here.
teams within a game of each other. That's
Yeah.
that's just not going to hold up. So
No, it's
it'll
going to
really
break
be interesting to see
eventually.
what happens.
Somebody's going to stay undefeated, maybe. I mean, I guess it's not guaranteed, but I would think one of these guys stay undefeated.
Well,
Well,
Sleepers and No Go have had the easiest schedule so far.
yeah,
There's no
they'll
debating that.
right.
So those two are going to take losses eventually, most likely.
I mean,
You
look
know,
at
I
that point
doubt. I don't
differential.
see anyone going undefeated in silver
Yeah,
this
it's
season.
entirely possible that you see a bunch of one-loss, two-loss teams at the top there.
Definitely.
If there is a tie, Sleepers is going to be way out ahead, though.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, Sleepers is doing everything right.
Yeah, they're running it up the way you got to. So,
all right, but
that
again,
is
let's
important.
keep moving on here to Washed Up versus DreamWorks.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, so
and that was a 572 to 112 win for Washed Up, who continues
460 points.
Yeah, they just continue to impress. Pretty active.
Ben.
Yeah,
Ben
insane coming back
Riefel.
again. Yeah, so
that.
that's exciting that he's showing
Yeah, I
up.
love it. 31 and 15 on the car. 25 and 18 on the grand. Really, really good
I mean,
game
he's
for
still
him.
got it. He's always just been one of those players that could show up to and just play.
Yeah.
I remember he was on Laudable for a little bit back in the day as a backup, and he would show up randomly for matches and do the same shit back in the day
Yeah.
when he was completely inactive.
He's
So
just a stud. And especially on a map like ANZIO, it's ingrained
oh yeah,
into
I mean
our
that's just
brains.
muscle memory for him. So
Yeah.
no big thing there.
And of course, looking at DW Rods yet again with 70 kills overall, dude.
Insane player, Rods.
The
Yeah.
monster. I mean, I really, it's crazy because if no one is playing on this team, he's still coming out and just destroying every match.
Man, and then Not and L. I mean, they got guys not even breaking 10, which
yeah, I know that.
I know how that feels, but
filled in this week, like Cass lagged out or something like that.
Oh, really? That's
tough.
Something
along
not
those
having
lines.
Cass is rough. They got to have Cass, I think.
Right, you need all as much.
I think they're IGL too.
I'd say so. Yeah, from what I would have to guess if I had to put money on it. Good match here for Bullet Fodder, 27 and 17 on the bar, 23 and 19 on the STG. Arachnid, 31 kills each half. Was he 30? Yeah, he was exactly 31 and 17 each half.
That guy's good.
Yeah, I love it.
Arachnid is a rising star in 1.3.
He is. People need to watch out for that guy on the sniper rifle, I'm telling you. War Within ended up with about 60.
War Within's getting better every week.
Yeah, continued. Like, the improvements are showing everywhere on teams like this, and it's going to get scarier and scarier for the guys that are playing them. Secretly ended up with almost 60 kills, too. Like, he's figuring it out. A pro player in another game.
If he's going to be 30, that's really going to open things up for them, too.
If you got a third rifle getting almost 60 kills, you're in a Thunder with Toxinator thirding situation from back in the day.
People underestimate just the power of a really good third.
Yeah, I mean, it basically gives you the option to put a player on the car who otherwise might be stossing at another team and is more of a car star.
That's why we see, like, PB kind of stossing sometimes.
Right. Although I do still think that it should be CK, because I think that he's better with Garand than he is with the car, and he may as well just have all the bullets he can and still have the 2 nades, whereas PB with the car is just deadly. But we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. That's just gold shenanigans at the end of the day. But, so yeah, Washed Up I'm very impressed with. I really like that they're scrimming gold teams too.
Right, like, they're trying as hard as they can.
They don't give a fuck. Like, they're just trying to get better, and that's always impressive.
That's the biggest thing you can get in this game, especially right now with, a lot of people still being fresh back and everything, still trying to get their sea legs under them, and they're doing it the right way. And you got Bullet Fodder and leadership there, and guys like Insane who are old school veterans and know so much about the game to impart their wisdom on the Arachnids and the Secretlies. And just get them better.
That's really well put because, like you said, you're getting a nice mix of young hotness with old knowledge.
Exactly.
And you got these young guns that you can kind of teach up because, sometimes you get into DOD and you're just running forward constantly and you're not really kind of playing angles like you should. So Bullet will show you the angles, show you the spots to hold certain parts of the map.
Right.
Some of the best prone spots in the game.
Yeah.
Washed Up.
He will.
Good win here. Looking great in silver.
Big time.
Had a brutal schedule to this point too. So
and they came out with a winning record from a brutal schedule.
So the sky's the limit for Washed
Yeah.
Up, in my opinion.
They're another one, like, you gotta watch out. Like, The Price is Right and Love Me Not have this arms race going on all the time, but Sleepers and Washed Up could just as easily run away with this.
And No Go.
And No Go, yeah.
So don't sleep on No Go.
Yeah,
All right,
no, I
but
mean, they all play a lot, and that's the most important thing.
if you're active, you got a shot.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, that was Washed Up beating DreamWorks 572 to 112. And that will bring us to our. And then No Go did have the bye this week, so that will bring
Yeah.
us to our match of the week matchup, which was Price is Right versus Fast Loris.
Oh, yeah. 508 to 145.
Ended up being more of a blowout than I thought.
Yeah, 363 points. That actually, did that end up being the closest by a little bit, maybe? No,
I
no.
think Let Me
Oh, no,
Not,
yeah, by like 30 more points, yeah.
Yeah. Still pretty close,
Oof.
though.
Damn, look at those scores, though. Taylor with almost a 2-1, Bill Basad with almost a 2-1, Recoil with almost a 2-1, Dillard with a big match. I saw Allen with some crazy movie clip on Axis. Dillard maybe top fragged overall, looks like. Actually, I think Taylor might have beat him. 33. No. Dillard top fragged overall at his first match
so
back.
Dillard just comes back and he's still got it. That's
I love it.
going to be a huge pickup for
yeah.
Price is Right then.
He starts popping into the cast, he starts playing again, and all of a sudden the guy's top fragging for these boys. You love to see it. Stealth had a big week, of course. You know,
yeah, big map for Stealth.
Every week he's just going to get better and better and cause more problems for teams in Silver. But in the end, Price is Right was just too much for them to handle. Reptar with a good game as well. They all just had a good game.
Yeah, this is just a map that Price is Right is going to be a problem on for anyone. Like, we talked about HXC and Plaza. This is kind of his go-to route.
Yeah, that's his playground.
Yeah, you don't want to be going up against him, and he's probably just directing Allen everywhere from there. Like, hold street while I do this, come with me, whatever. So
yeah, there's a lot of teacher-student relationship going on there with Taylor and Allen, from what I understand, and Allen is picking up a lot.
I didn't get to see this one, so I'm not sure who card where.
No, me neither. I am guessing that Dillard went double windows because I believe that he used to do that.
33 and 15, though, that kind of feels like a bridge score to me.
I don't know. When things are going well in Plaza, you can very easily have a score like that. Like, that's when I have a good half in double windows and things are going well, usually I'll be like 30 and 15. So I'm guessing that he was on, especially with stealth score. 28 and 29.
And I feel like Reptar is definitely more of a bridge card.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's probably not ready for double windows.
No.
He could have done it, though.
It could have, he can always.
And I think you're right. With the 17 caps on Reptar, like those are bridge caps, right?
I would think so. So that's my guess.
Yeah, I don't know. And they could have even sent a Stoss stubs or something.
They could have, yeah.
They didn't even Stoss, so.
No, there was no Stoss. I'm guessing that Caleb went bridge with the Unter.
Yeah, he probably went bridge and
Recoil went bridge, I'm sure. And then Reptar bridge would make sense too, I would say.
So that's a huge Plaza team they were dealing with.
Oh, yeah.
If it was Dillard, Allen, and HXC.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a tough one to really be able to stop, especially when Dillard's first game back, he's dropping 62 kills overall. Like, what are you going to do? Nothing. You're going to just get killed.
Twist played really well in Allies, so did Hey Hi.
Yep. And Stealth, of course. I mean, you ended up a little
Laura
negative.
held her own for sure.
Yep.
So, just two guys struggle on Allies, which is never going to get it done for you on Allies.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You really can only afford to have one person struggle on this map.
Right.
And even then, that might be too much.
Yeah, honestly. It can be a slippery slope.
And then you can see Twist got a nice taste of Axis heavying here.
Yeah.
I feel
Axis
you, Ryan.
heavy for you.
Keep your head up, brother. I was with you there this week.
Yep, Axis heavy on ANZIO is a fucking nightmare.
It's just a shit show. Stealth, though, dropping 33 on Axis.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was just dropping bodies, sprinting at him the whole time.
Probably, yeah. I mean, as a sniper on ANZIO, especially on Axis, you can be getting absolutely destroyed and still be getting kills. Because you can just be sniping from the one, basically. Picking them crossing bridge, run over to main ramp, pick a guy in Plaza, run back to the one, pick a guy off bridge, run back to, you can just cycle back and forth. So it makes sense.
Looks like they had to, Fast Loris had to play Axis first, which is always kind of a pain in the ass on ANZIO.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you go down this much, they can really turtle up on Axis.
They can,
and just, hold you in a few spots, and it's kind of looks like that's what they were starting to do, but then they just started capping out on Axis. Price is Right, that is, and the score got out of hand. So
it did.
That's what happens on ANZIO. So again, that was Price is Right, 508 over Fast Loris, 145.
Yeah.
And that will move them into 3-0, tied for first place with 2 other teams. Well, I guess point differential into account, they're
Right.
in
Yeah.
third,
In
but
third. But yeah.
they have easily had probably the toughest schedule, I think. And honestly, to come out undefeated, probably underperforming a little bit early, I would
Right.
say, for what we thought they would do.
Yeah.
I think they're fine. They're
I would say
happy.
so.
Like,
Yeah.
they kind of got surprised by Washed Up. They still got that win. Fast Loris was going to be a challenge, I thought. They blew them out. So,
They did. Yeah.
we're just going to have to see where it goes from here.
And I expect big things from them. I mean, I can't wait. Like, we have this week, Price is Right versus No Go, a matchup that I look forward to seeing. So
It's going to
seeing
be
stuff like that.
a huge matchup next week, or this week, I should say.
Yeah.
But again, I still have Price is Right as my favorites to
Oh,
win
yeah,
silver.
for sure.
I'm not changing that based off what I've seen through 3 weeks.
No, not a chance. I agree.
Yeah, so that's week 3
Yeah.
in the books for silver.
Indeed. Getting on to the gold bad boys now.
Yeah. Let's just go ahead and get right into gold. And first match I wanted to talk about was Over versus T3, which was played a little earlier in the week. We kind of touched base on it a little bit.
We did.
I'm not going to dive too deep into this one because we did talk about it with Talks.
Yeah.
T3 is obviously having some roster issues at the moment
Right.
with availability. So 50 ended up getting in there, who played well. I
He
thought
did.
50 played very well for, only kind of getting serious into DOD recently again. I mean, he's kind of been around, but he hasn't been scrimming a lot.
Right.
So especially with T3. So to see him get in there and still have an impact was pretty cool. I'm not sure what's going on. Till's in a weird spot right now. He's really busy and kind of unavailable. So I'm not surprised he didn't play that well in Allies here.
He's distracted with stuff, so it makes sense. Real life happens.
And PDX really was trying to play hero ball in this game, kept him
in.
And what was honestly, they were pretty outmatched against Over on this map.
Oh yeah, I mean,
especially with this team. Yeah, and then this allied half by Over, the bridge rifles were just insane.
Triple 30s.
No name hitting 30 at the end, and really Jizz was going crazy from what I saw. He was getting out. Yeah. He was getting nades up short, getting triple kills. He was cleaning up the kills after No Name went down. Really playing well. And this is a match where Caffrey struggled like crazy on allies, and they still handled him pretty well.
Right.
All things considered.
That's crazy when such an X Factor player as Caffrey having that rough of an allied half with a bar, and you still end up, comfortably winning.
And he's probably a top 5 heavy, I think.
Oh, yeah.
We could agree with. And to see him struggle like that and them still win against T3.
Yeah, the big boys.
And T3 will probably say ANZIO is one of their worst maps, but
yeah, they might.
It's still PDX. He knows how to play ANZIO very well.
And Patton, and Bud, guys who are very annoying to play on this map, and Over was able to overcome pun intended.
If Leo was playing,
might have been different, but I don't think that it's I don't think that makes that much of a difference overall.
No, I think 50 played pretty well. All
things considered. With how Over was playing, I just don't think that they're beating them in that situation. Over was just on their shit.
Yeah, I mean, Leo would have probably done a little better on Axis, but again, taking nothing away from 50. I for coming into this match against this team and doing what you had to do on bridge, you did fine. Props to 50.
Right, having to step in against those guys is not an easy ask.
And again, Over just they look like they're serious this season, which is always scary.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah, that for us especially heading into next week.
Yeah, and we play them this week. So Over's right behind Thunder in the standings.
That traffic jam we got at the top.
Yeah, the top is very tight. 5 teams, all 2-1. And Icy Hot and Clinic are 1 and 2, and they're both really good. So
as is evidenced by this week.
Yeah, so we're gonna get to that.
Right.
But again, T3, like we said, kind of a weird time for them right now. I'm not too worried about it.
They're still the favorites.
If we know anything about T3, it's that it really doesn't matter what happens to them in the regular season.
Yeah, they like to throw matches just for the fun of it.
Exactly, and they kind of like that weird seed. Like they're fine with like the 4 or 5 seed and playing in the first round. Like and honestly, I might be kind of with him because having
Well,
that
yeah,
first round bye just
look what
lulls you to
happened to
sleep.
us. Exactly.
Exactly. So
We got fucked over
again,
there.
T3, yeah, they lost this close match, but it could have easily gone the other way if personnel
Exactly.
was a little different and it was on a different day. So I'm not putting too much in against T3 on this match. Over looking great as
Yep.
expected.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Over lost to who did Over lose to?
Over lost to Typical
Over lost to Typical
on Harrington.
on Harrington. So
That was the match where Milo and No Name were going back and forth.
Yes. So again, another close loss. Really, Over is had a really tough schedule through this point too.
Oh, yeah.
And they're playing pretty well.
Yeah, you know, like with the first 4 matches that they've had to come out of that potentially 3-1 after this week, like you're sitting pretty then for the rest of the season. So
Yeah, you pretty much write yourself into playoffs at that point. I think
yeah,
if you hit 3-1, you're not fully in, but you're feeling good.
right. Yeah, exactly.
So, good win there for Over 2-3,
Big time.
excuse me, yeah. So that was 363 to 260.
Yep, about 100 point.
About 100, yeah. So again, that one was early in the week, and we did talk about that in the last DODCAST.
We
if you
still
want more
talked
info.
about it for a long time today, though.
That's true. All right, but let's move on to Thunder versus Clinic.
Oh, I thought we were doing Slow Loris PMC.
Was Thunder Clinic the match of the week?
It was one of them.
Okay, let's do Slow Loris PMC then.
Yeah, I casted this one on Sunday night. What was it? A 59-point win overall in the end for PMC, 329 to 270.
Yeah.
Slow Loris definitely surprised them a little bit, I think, with how
Yeah, I
close
think
they kept
Slow
it.
Loris saw the vulnerability going on with the PMC, roster shuffle they're dealing with, and they really went at him.
They
and
did.
Probably gave him a little scare.
Oh, yeah, they pushed him to the limit without a doubt.
But, compliments to PMC for surviving that onslaught.
Yeah, they held it
Looks
down.
like it was very close, yeah.
And obviously, Slow Loris had Insom ringing, which certainly helps.
Oh.
Okay,
that does help,
yeah.
That'll help a lot.
Yeah. Hildy top fragged and did his thing again, just all over the place.
He didn't even tag up. That's how aggressive of a ringer he is.
It was, yeah. Full on, like, fuck you ringer kind of a situation.
Fuck your tag.
Yep.
This is who I am.
I'm here to frag. Fuck your tag, I'm here to frag.
Well, Slow Loris, man, I hope, I guess now we can talk about the trade that just went down.
Yeah.
The KTP first happened
An
last
actual
night.
trade.
And let me check the rosters real quick, because I'm not even sure this has gone through.
It might have by now. I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that.
I'm not seeing it reflected on the roster list.
It has been accepted, though.
Okay, so we're just waiting on, like, league approval from
I think it's
KTP admins.
I think we've got league approval as well.
Okay, so we just haven't updated it on the Google Doc. But the current transaction that is pending, or it's gone through, we don't know. Icy Hot picked up Cody, and instead of playing him,
it was a sign-in trade.
It was a sign-in trade, and they packaged Knockout with him to Slow Loris for Namus, aka Austin.
Which is a really good deal for Icy Hot.
Which is a huge deal for Icy Hot, and could be a good deal for Slow Loris.
Oh, yeah.
Especially
Icy Hot kind of needs a sniper right now.
Icy Hot definitely needs a reliable sniper, because I think they might even be rolling out stealth this week again. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Well, probably not anymore.
Well, maybe not anymore, but again, this hasn't gone through yet, so I would hate for this to not go through after I said it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's going through, so Slow Loris, we could be seeing Cody having very soon for them.
Which helps them a lot, too.
Yeah, they kind of have a few holes at heavy. I don't want to, knock anyone too hard, say someone needs to be benched for Cody, but it'll definitely give him depth at the very least.
Yeah, like Ryan DB he's not a heavy, and he's been forced to play there. He's a sniper.
So maybe that's you can move him and
he's definitely more of a rifle kind of player.
And I'm not sure if KO is even going to be available for Slow Loris, because that was kind of his thing on Icy Hot, is he just could not play Sundays.
Yeah. So, I mean, it might be kind of just like the player to be named later situation.
Pretty much cash considerations being thrown around.
I love it.
But yeah, I thought that was really cool to see a trade
Right,
in
dude?
KTP League. Yeah.
2022
And
DOD.
I wonder maybe if we could like set up a trade deadline after the roster lock. Would
We
that be
could.
crazy?
That would be interesting,
Like you
right?
could still trade for like another week, but
Right.
it had to be approved by the league, obviously, league
Yeah.
managers, and that might get fishy or hairy there, with Corruptinator or something. Void some
Unilateralinator.
like Icy Hot's trying to get No Name and PDX, and they're trading. I don't know, the Bear who's
Yeah.
inactive. It's
You're
like
right,
okay,
yeah.
maybe we shouldn't be doing that.
Someone who doesn't play at all or something,
Yeah,
yeah.
but still, I really like that trade, and I like
Yeah.
that swap of players. It's a very cool way of doing it.
It's really good for both teams. Like,
Exactly,
that's a
and
double
it
win.
should help both teams
Yeah.
on paper, anyways. So
I
I thought
think
that was
so, yeah.
awesome.
Very
But
cool to see. I was excited to hear that there was fucking trade block shit going on in DOD.
Yeah, trade block shit on, and also alarming because is Talk's gonna move one of us?
Yeah, he could. I mean,
He
he
very
could.
well could.
I don't think any of us could do anything about it.
No, and you're co-captain or
Yeah,
captain.
I got
and
nothing.
You could be moved.
I could be moved any second.
We don't know.
Maybe he wants a heavy and he's trading both of us for it. Maybe he's gonna get
God,
PDX.
What if he's packaging you and me to like Price is Right?
Yeah, for Taylor.
He's bringing it HXC.
And then he's moving prices right up after that too. So we still got to go up to gold.
Just so we double fucking, if you will.
That's what he's going for. I like it. That's a good move by Toxinator. I look forward to it.
I mean, that's a winning move.
It is.
If he brings in PDX or something.
That's an automatic title right there for Thunder.
All right, but again, that was PMC 329 over Slow Lors 270. Can we see that other screenshot real quick? I don't know if we pulled that one up.
I did not. There it is.
Yeah, so
CK again, top fragging on Axis. As I was saying, that I don't think he should car.
You don't think he should car, but he looked like he was carring pretty well this week.
I do think that if you had, I mean, Element obviously carred too. You could always just have Element on the Stas if you're hellbent on CK. But I think that's probably, although PB can car double windows too. I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning is for all of it, but I just think CK is better on the Garand. So
I think this week Element was really comfortable carring Plaza and Dubs. He knows all the nades to street from like top of main ramp and stuff. So just made more sense to give him a car there. And PB is kind of like J-Rod when he's got a Stas. He's just holding down W and just rolling through and dropping 90 in people, getting as many kills as he can. So I see why they did that, and I agree with it. I think it may not be the solution permanently because they will probably need to find another heavy, but yeah,
PB could always heavy, and they could find a rifle.
That's true. Yeah, he's pretty good heavy, so they have options.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. But CK shoved it up my ass there. I mean, it's not that I don't think CK is a good car. It's just that most of his kills come from nades anyways. So like,
exactly.
As long as he's got two nades,
he's still got two nades.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't think I'd move him off the car myself, but I do agree that PB can do whatever the other things and open things up for the team.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't see that they've added another player.
Don't think so.
It's still just Justin Lynch, who again I don't think can play Sundays.
And I don't think Kaboom is planning on playing again anytime soon. So yeah,
so PMC they've got a few days left to solidify this roster,
or make they could make a trade. You never know.
They could make a trade. They could just ride it out with Hypnotic, and Krod is still technically on the roster. So
he is, yeah. So
I'm not,
there could be.
I wouldn't even say that that's beyond reconciliation.
Yeah, they could be reunited.
They're all old friends at the end of the day.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Whatever happened there is salvageable in my opinion.
Yeah,
nothing's
would not
beyond
surprise
salvage.
me.
Yeah, so. I don't know. Anything else on this matchup, Corey?
No, it was a pretty fun one to watch, seeing Slow Loris keep it close. Hildebrand was definitely like the big boy of that cast, so good on him. He was all over the place getting movie clips with a sniper rifle, doing his weird CS style, not quick switching, and letting the super dark scope go up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Which
very weird watching him snipe.
Bothers me and every other sniper in the history of DOD, but
he makes it work, so good for him.
Fucking weirdo.
Yeah, and like I said, I do hope these roster changes, assuming they go through, kind of bolster their team a little bit.
I think it will, and I think Austin will benefit from this going to Icy Hot and getting to snipe, because like he is a sniper first and foremost, and he has when he snipes, since he's been back, he's looked great.
Yeah, and hopefully they can get Kev back in here too.
That's always a possibility as well.
He might have some scheduling conflicts since he is a Euro, if I'm not mistaken, but
yeah, he is.
Still, it's they're showing promise. They're 0-3, but this was a close match. They're getting better.
Oh yeah,
keeping it this close with PMC is a good sign.
Yeah, exactly. Good on them for that. Improvement
and on the flip
by
side,
the week.
PMC is 2-1 through 3 weeks. That was their goal.
Yeah, it was.
And if they end up 3-1, I think they're going to be over the moon.
Oh, absolutely.
Happy with things, because that means they've beaten both T3 and Icy Hot.
Yeah.
Which is going to give them a huge cushion for that playoff push.
Right. And I mean, that Icy Hot win was a crazy one on Hallie, too. Looking at this, just look at the standings.
Yeah.
How crazy is this?
Yeah.
Icy Hot has a better differential than everybody.
Huge, yeah.
Everybody.
They've lost 2 close matches.
And won a blowout, yeah.
I think both their matches combined lost points was under 10.
It was. I think one was it 12? Oh, no, that was washed out. So let's see here. We'll just look right at it. Icy Hot, they win by about 330-ish or whatever. You know, I'm not going to do the math. But then they lose by 4, yep. And then they lose by 3. So 7 points total.
7 points differential for 2 losses.
Poor Icy Hot, man.
Razor thin margin there.
Poor Icy Hot. We'll get to that match shortly.
Yeah, that's coming up. But let's go ahead and get this one out of the way.
Yeah.
Thunder vs. Clinic.
Yeah, it was an interesting one.
Very strong performance by Clinic.
Oh,
352 to 259 over Thunder.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even going to say we slept on them, because, I mean, you can't really, if you're sleeping on Clinic, you're stupid. So,
I mean, look, they ended up making it a 18-point deficit on their Axis half while going negative overall with 1 player positive in Debo. And that just means crazy.
That just means better teamwork on ANZIO.
Yeah.
That's really all that means. Like, if you're out fragging them on ANZIO and barely winning by that amount, you're fucking up.
Yeah.
So we were fucking up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they held us at our first for a really long time without capping out for a while, and that was where the extra points came from because of the stupid scoring on ANZIO.
The reality of this team is that they've lost 2 matches in their history of KTP.
Yeah.
That's the same as Thunder. I mean, granted, they went undefeated in Silver, but that's not easy.
Doesn't matter, yep.
And they've won close matches against heavyweights, so it's not like, they were just blowing out Silver willy-nilly, just brainless to the finals. Like, they've won some close matches, so they were tested.
They've got the ability to win those heartbreakers.
Definitely. And, like, these guys have played together a lot. They have really good chemistry, and honestly, I did not think they would be this good on ANZIO. So,
well, their heavies really did play an outstanding heavy match.
They played very well on Allied half. They flooded Street. They did not, and once they got the lead, they really just turtled up and didn't push until they knew they could cap out.
Right.
Which God, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's probably the best team we've seen on ANZIO since ever.
Well, yeah, maybe, I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time that we even lost.
Maybe over preseason last season.
That was probably the last time we lost one.
Was beating us a little bit, and it was not this bad. So
well, it was just the one time that they beat us in scrim.
It was a pretty big thrashing, and it kind of made us get serious about ANZIO. So I'm hoping we get serious about ANZIO again, because we have been neglecting it.
Well, that's why every time that we talk about what should we scrim for this, what map, when we get into a scrim and there's no set map, and everyone's like, well, we don't need to play ANZIO, and I'm like, you guys serious right now? We don't need to play ANZIO? Well, we need to fucking play ANZIO.
So,
because no matter how good you are on a map, if you don't play it, you're going to just lose that sharpness on what to do in every situation, and it shows. Debo and Mirison came out and had an amazing game, just rolling over in Plaza and applying pressure from meat, applying pressure on main ramp, and we just got fucked in the ass.
Yeah,
good game to them.
They came out, they hit us, we weren't ready for it. We're not used to being pushed back like that.
Yeah, there's panic setting in very quickly.
Yeah, and we could KT all day about, Tox didn't play, but
I'm not even going to use that.
No, that's not even acceptable in our eyes. So, honestly, huge props to Clinic on a huge win. First win of the season, apparently.
Yeah.
So, again, that just shows you what's going on in Gold. It's pretty much parity top to bottom.
The Wild West.
Yeah, any Sunday, anyone can lose. Anyone can win.
Any given Sunday.
Any given default time. So, again, props to Clinic. I hope, you guys keep it going, because I've always thought they're a good team.
Yeah, and they're proving that more and more every week.
I mean, their rifles are so ridiculously slept on, and now I guess their heavies too. I mean, I always knew Merson was good, and Vic as well. But man, Insom was just destroying us.
Oh yeah,
And he was a little choppy. I will say it.
he is definitely choppy.
A little choppy there, bud. But other than, I still no excuses on our end.
It's a
Good
Milo
win.
situation with the chop.
Good win for Clinic, and horrible loss for Thunder. But we're gonna be all right.
Yeah, we have clearly a very easy matchup coming up this week.
Yeah. So if we lose this week, I don't even know.
Where
what
there
I'm
are going to be
say.
like 12 new free agents.
Yeah, Thunder might be gone.
Yeah.
And then rosters are locked. So
Yeah.
I'll
be casting
we are
full-time.
G skill now, basically.
Yeah.
I might go full HXC and pull the team out.
I like it.
All right,
I'm
but
with
anyways, GG's to Clinic on for real.
big
Very
time.
well won. We were pretty shook. So
Yeah.
GG's. Let's keep going to our match of the week
Oh,
from
yeah.
last week.
This was a crazy one.
What a match this was. God, and I missed the first half. It was so disappointing. I need to go back and watch the VOD on this.
Yeah.
It really sounded like just an insane match.
It was. It came down to the wire. I was speculating that somebody, I thought Milo in particular might have, in that last couple minutes, pointed out that like if they just held Street, they would win because the double caps and Street are all worth the same. On ANZIO, typically Allies will get Plaza, Axis will get Bridge. So then like with 2 or 3 minutes left, it was a tie game. And it just came down to who was able to get and hold Street for longer. And Typical was able to pull it out in the end by 3 points. 3 points.
3 points. They were just flip-flopping Street at the end there, back and forth, trying to hold it for that tick.
And the thing is that Icy Hot didn't seem to notice ever that was what they needed to do until maybe like the last 30 seconds. Whereas Typical had that called out for them with about, I think it was 3 minutes left. That like they just needed to flood Street and hold it. And they did it, and Icy Hot got caught off guard by that. They didn't seem to recognize the fact, very quickly, that they needed to just battle it out for Street and not worry about like trying to get another double cap. And it paid off for Typical in the end, big time.
Yeah, and I think you nailed it there. That, and then the only other thing I would say for Icy Hot that probably, and you could say any moment lost them this match in reality.
Yeah,
because
literally.
it was so close. But, the mistake heard around the world was the attempting to quick cap with like a minute left in the second half.
Oh yeah, what was that?
Just an oversight, I think, and this has kind of been Icy Hot's problem. They don't have a really good IGL, in my opinion, because, Bees and Vertex are just pure fraggers, and Bees has a lot of game knowledge, but I'm not sure he's the best macro visionary when it comes to in-game.
Yeah, it's not like game knowledge doesn't necessarily translate when it comes to like directing people on the fly.
Exactly.
It's tough to do and play.
And realizing patterns, especially on ANZIO, when that is really important.
It's tough.
I think, Sick, Modgers, one of them is going to have to step up and take that role of IGL more.
Or Austin.
Or Austin now, yeah, that's actually a good thing too, yeah, because they should have won that. Like at the end there, they had plenty of opportunities to get additional points, and they were just kind of confused.
And
on
that quick cap
should I
situation.
push? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like should we quick cap? Should we not? Like no, don't quick cap there. You have the lead.
Yeah.
The only way you fuck up in this situation is quick capping, getting triple killed, and then they cap out instantly.
Yeah, like and to give up that cap that late in the half when they did not need to apply any pressure.
That's like a 40, 42, 43 point swing.
Yeah, really unnecessary. And everybody saw it, and everybody in chat's like, "What the fuck are they doing on the shoutcast?" And I said,
and they know it. They know they fucked up.
Oh yeah, they know.
And they, they're gonna be fine from that. I'm not too worried about Icy.
They've just had back-to-back heartbreakers and are probably feeling the DO depression right now. So
the DO depression, that is so true. But, they've been practicing this week, so it hasn't phased them that hard.
No, and they'll come back from it, I'm sure, stronger than ever.
Mm-hmm. And they get Clinic this week on probably Clinic's best map. But we'll get to that.
I would say so, although Debo doesn't like Thunder and never plays it because he says he gets weird FPS spikes. So maybe they won't have Debo, and that would help Icy Hot.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, so again,
big W there for Typical.
Insane win for Typical. They
Hashtag
keep pulling
Typical,
them out.
Worst to first.
Their only losses to Thunder on Hallie, which they're not worried about that.
Nightmare had another big match, of course. DieLife had a good match, especially on Axis.
DieLife really played well on Axis, for sure. I was
He
surprised. And Manor, I want to shout
That
out
was,
Manor.
yeah, Manor and Milo on Allies were the biggest reason for typical success because they both, I mean, Manor at one point was what, 12 and 0?
Yeah, I think he did start 12
Yeah,
and 0, yeah, on Allies. So,
like insane.
and Scotty just knows the rotations apparently. You
Yeah, he
know,
was all over the place.
we were kind of shooting some shade at him a little bit for benching Baron, but you
He
put in
knew.
Manor and he top frags Allies, you know what you're doing
He knows
apparently.
his
So,
boys. He knows his boys.
he's apparently Phil Jackson over there,
Right,
just
yeah.
whispering to all these DOD egos, just like, all right, this is your week. You're coming in. This is your
Yeah.
moment. Show me what you got. And they're
Yep.
performing. So
He knows how to deploy his guys, and it fucking worked out flawlessly for them. With Manor ended up second top frag, or top fragging actually, yeah, by over Milo there on that half. So, mad props for that.
and yeah, I think this edition of Austin is gonna really boost Icy Hot's roster. This was, I think, their first choice of sniper. I'm not trashing the Bear, who's probably better than Austin pound for pound,
Right.
but Austin's active. He's super motivated right now. He's super into DoD right now. That's the guy you want sniping for you.
And wasn't Austin like originally going to be on the team, and then like that
I
didn't
think he
happen
was
or
on the first
something?
draft, and there was some issues of attachments coming with him, if you
Right.
will,
Yeah.
and the players in question are no longer attached. So
Ah.
this is kind of why this happened. I think those
Okay.
players found a different team. I'm not even sure who
Okay.
exactly those players were, but yeah, I hope. The only thing I'm worried about is Slow Loris in this. I hope they can. They're losing Austin. He might have been the guy scheduling scrims and
It's
stuff.
very
So
possible.
I
Yeah.
really hope they're not going to struggle too much with losing him.
Yeah. I think they'll be all right. They got veterans on the team who can take over in that role.
But yeah, again, that was typical over Icy Hot, 301 to 298.
The closest
That was our
shit.
match of the week, and
Yeah.
that will conclude ANZIO
As predicted again, that would be
as
the match of the
predicted
week.
again.
We
So
always pick the
match of
matches
the
of the
weeks
week.
were crushing it in gold
Yeah.
and in silver usually.
Yeah,
Although last week's
this
was a
week,
blowout.
yeah, it was a little bit, there was no real match of the week there, score-wise. But in gold, we've gotten it right every week. The match of the week has been as close as it fucking gets.
So any final thoughts on ANZIO Core?
No, that was, it was a very fun match from or fun week from a casting point of view. There was a lot of, crazy shit going off, and that goddamn typical Icy Hot match was such a barn burner. Obviously a big upset of Clinic over Thunder made it for a fun week for everybody there too. And yeah, I love ANZIO. ANZIO is the best map in DoD without a question, and it played that way. So well done, everybody.
And that will almost assuredly not be the last time we see ANZIO
No,
this season,
no.
because it will be in the
Oh
playoffs
yeah, if
in
not the
some form or
finals.
another.
Could very easily be the finals. I think it makes the most sense as the finals because it really is the best showcase of who understands the game and working as a team and not just like baiting flags and shooting
And
guys.
still plenty of opportunities for big frags too.
There is, yeah. I mean, the frag totals in a lot of these matches were a little bit low in gold, but that's because it's as high level a DoD as you're going to see.
It slows
right
down
now.
in gold.
Yeah.
People are prone in.
Yep. We
People
should
are
have
trying
done
to
more of that.
offset the aggression. Yeah, true.
We needed more proning. I
Need a
should
lot
have
more
proned
prone.
too.
Yeah, you should have prone on top of me.
I like that.
There we go. All right, but
We do that
anyways,
on the weekends.
let's put a bow on ANZIO and let's move on to week 4. And right off the bat, before we get into silver preds, heads up if you've been asleep, the new Railroad one has been released.
Ooh.
Go download it. So is the new Linen.
Oh,
Both
really?
were released last night. Yeah, if you go to the Discord, I think 9 made a post.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Where was
In
it? In
KTP info, maybe?
There it
Yep,
is.
there
Yep.
it is. So there's both the new maps with the WODs. You'll need to play them. Definitely get them installed, people, because Railroad is next week and it is this map. So
Yeah.
I know it's little late, 11th hour release, but it's out.
Yeah.
It's looking great. Steve did a fantastic job on it.
Yeah, mad kudos to Steve. And the reason that it's so
yeah.
late is because he was making damn sure that it was all flawless. So
Yeah, they're really didn't want to have to come back in after the fact.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he still will have to. But I think this is stable enough to play the match on in scrim. And so again, you guys make sure you check it out and shoot Steve a message. Say, hey man, great, love the map. or any constructive feedback he's always open to.
Except Bullet, because he'll just go in there and talk about how the church tower doesn't make the same bell sound as ANZIO.
Yeah, no bell tower yet. Maybe next patch.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe B2.
It's a coming. Once we've all played it for a week, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. So, let's get right into Silver Week 4.
Oh, yeah.
First matchup. Washed Up versus Fast Loris.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be interesting. The biggest thing when this matchup is Stealth versus Arachnid. Obviously, Thunder is basically Donner. We got very much snipers able to overlook the whole map and kind of control things, and whichever sniper's having himself a really big game. I mean, obviously there's exceptions, because you can just be locked down at your second flag and getting picks that way, but usually if a sniper on one team is having a really, really good game, it means that they're controlling mid for most of the time, so I expect that to be the X factor.
It will be a huge sniper battle, for sure, and most weeks this might have been our match of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Just because of how tight it looks on paper.
It's going to be a very interesting one to see how it plays out. Two teams that are right there with each other, and Fast Loris coming off a bit of a tough loss, Washed Up coming off of a couple good wins, but also a very close loss to the perennial favorites and Price is Right, so they should be feeling very confident. Hopefully Fast Loris doesn't let that loss get to them too much, because they've got just as much chance to win this week as they ever do, so...
Yeah, and I think you nailed it. Like, they're going to be playing through Stealth the whole way, and Stealth was always a beast on Donner, so I imagine he loves this map. And on paper, Washed Up, I think, outclasses them pound for pound.
Right, yeah. They have so much talent on
Yeah,
Washed
just
Up.
starter versus starter. Like, they win a lot of those matchups, but the matchup and honestly, I don't even want to knock Arachnid too hard, because he could just dominate Stealth. Like, we still aren't sure what this guy's ceiling is.
No, yeah, he could just, I mean, he has continued to get better, and will, I assume, continue to get better.
So, I mean...
Especially because they play against gold teams so much. So when you're playing against gold snipers, like, it just, you get that reaction time, those tendencies down a lot more. He seems to be very smart in general playing the positions, so he's probably catching on to a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, I'm just going to have my own Arachnid and Stealth this whole match, I feel like, just seeing who's winning that battle. Yeah. And they could offset each other, and then it's just like one of those weird matches where who steps up.
Yeah, and you see that a lot happen in gold, when the top snipers in gold are playing each other, like Nightmare versus Patton, they'll both be like, 20 and 18. Because they're just killing each other, yeah.
And then they're like getting killed by the next guy.
Yeah.
Because they're in such a weird spot trying to find the other one.
It's crazy. That happened in the T3 match in the playoffs last season, where me and Patton were both like, 20 and fucking 18 or something, both halves, because we were just dealing with each other the whole time.
You're like looking for him in apartments, and he's in train.
Yeah.
Shit like that's going on.
It's the wonderful cerebral sniper battle, so I look forward to seeing those two go at it.
Yeah, as far as the bunker goes, I think I'm giving a slight edge to Washed Up. I think just Bullet and War Within have had good chemistry, and so has Twist and Hey Hi, or Alopex, whoever ends up having.
Right.
I'm pretty much guaranteed Twist is having, because that's basically all he's done his whole career.
I think so, yeah.
And I think Hey Hi, I've only ever seen Hey Hi. Maybe I've seen him third a little, but mostly I've seen him heavy.
Yeah, he's definitely more of a heavy, I'd say.
So I think that'll be your bunker squad for them, and it's about as even as it gets for a matchup to me.
Yeah, and I think that a lot is going to come down to who's willing to get down and dirty in the bunker, and Bullet fodder well.
Yeah, Bullet's not afraid of it. I don't think Twist is afraid of it.
No, I don't think so either.
So I'm going to be surprised if Twist is a little more passive in bunker when he gets in there and just lets Hey Hi run around.
That's the thing. So I think that it might come down to like Hey Hi versus War Within more than anything there. Like which of those two guys, while the other two are kind of like playing the passive role, who's going to win those heads-up battles, trying to push out and get map control on the other side.
Yeah, it's a great point. So, yeah, and this is one of those matchups where it's so tight that it could just come down to who kind of throws a weird strat at him. Maybe like 5 mid, and just someone prones outside a bunker. Just give it up and just force it through mid or something, or 5 bunker or something crazy, Right.
I mean, I think the biggest thing will come down to who is willing on middle to just not worry. Because you get mid and like your first instinct a lot of times is like, I'm going to go try to push for a cap out. But in reality, you need to just look to hold that map control. You don't need to cap out on this map. Like, it's very rare.
This map is very change of pace from
Yeah.
what ANZIO and Harrington was.
Right. It's
A little more like Hallie in that
yeah, you
sense.
gotta hold mid.
Yeah,
You can have ninja caps. Like I'm sure both teams are already trying to think of how they could potentially ninja cap, and that could be
get
the
ninja cap
big
map. That's a
yeah
good point.
yeah that could be the game changer. You got a lot of experience on both teams.
Bullets of great ninja, so
Yeah,
it's a good
that might
point.
be his go-to
That could
thing
be the
here.
X factor there, right there.
Fast Loris might need to always be on the lookout in those death notices and scoreboard to make
Yeah.
sure where those guys are at all times.
Especially the heavies. The heavies are gonna have to be accountable
Yeah.
for who's rolling through bunker and
Yep.
relaying. And sometimes on allies, it's good to have that passive rifle still sitting in church just in case bunker gets overwhelmed.
Right.
Because it's really this version of the map. Axis bunker is so strong in my opinion that you can really get through there and cause havoc, even if you don't have mid. Like
right.
you could slow down their reinforcements mid by getting into the Ally 2 house and just being a rat.
Oh yeah,
It's
just
one of my
forcing
favorite
them to
things to
turn
do on this
around.
map.
Yeah. I mean, we saw it
So
in a scrim last night. Like they were when they got through bunker with a couple guys, it was like shit. At least one of us has to turn around and try to get them out of
yeah,
there. Because then if we give up
because
mid, they could be at our first flag, and we wouldn't even have
exactly.
anything we could do about it. So
Even when you have mid, it's like you can't ignore it, like you said, because they're gonna start getting kills in the back
yeah,
and slowing down your reinforcements. So yeah, good
yeah,
point there.
yeah.
And who are you taking here, Core?
I'm gonna go with washed up. Just because I love the way I'm very just curious to see how those players keep developing. They play a lot. They want to play gold teams predominantly. I think Arachnid is really making a push for that best sniper in silver, and I think he's gonna just keep getting better. Secretly, looked like he had another like step up in his score on Anzio, so he'll keep improving. He's already a pro in another game. I don't know if Insane will play, but if he does, that makes it feel even more so in favor of Washed Up. But I think it'll be a close one.
I'm kind of with you for all the reasons you mentioned. This is another one where I'm like, my heart's telling me Fast Loris, but my mind's telling
Right.
me Washed Up. So I'm gonna go with my
Yeah.
mind again, even though it fucked me last time. But
That's
yeah,
our minds
I'll take
for you.
Washed Up. Yeah, I'll take him by like 50 points. I think a little more than I cap.
Yeah. Yep. I'd say so.
I think Bullet's gonna get him with a ninja.
He might.
Someone's getting ninja'd in this map. I don't know who,
And
but
that's the thing is, if it's Fast Loris, that could be the difference maker for them. In
it
fact, that
could.
could be the way that they need to look to try to win here.
And if it was stealth on any other, this is just his map, Corey. Like
Yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
dude goes crazy on this map.
He'll have himself a good score no matter what happens in this match, guaranteed.
So yeah, I think we're both taking Washed Up here, but we expect a good match.
Yeah, for sure. Good luck to both teams there. That'll
Good
be
luck to
fun.
both teams.
Assuming,
All right,
match time works out, I'll definitely cast all of
yeah,
them.
let Corey know, let everyone let the KTP admins know when your matches are, so we can get those like posted on the what you call it, Nine's bulletin board.
Yeah. Because, yeah, it's
And
just, last week I didn't get to do as many matches as I would like either, and we didn't really know that until the last minute. So it's good to just know ahead of time, as early as we can, so that it's like, okay, well,
can get the schedule out and
yeah.
give people a heads up.
You never know. There's sometimes situations where two teams are like, well, we could either play at this time or this time, so there's flexibility where, like, maybe a team would be willing to, reschedule by an hour to get casted or whatever. So just stay on top of that shit.
Exactly. And so let's keep moving here through silver. Next matchup, DreamWorks versus CIS.
It's an interesting one.
Yeah, this could be potentially DreamWorks' first win.
Could be, yeah. I mean, Rods will definitely do everything he possibly can to make that happen.
On the flip side, I don't think it will be. I like CIS's activity. They seem to be practicing this map a little bit from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Both teams, I think, are going to be new to this map, so
right.
kind of just throw the map out of the pot right there.
Although DreamWorks can probably tell very quickly that it's just Donner.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's like I'm sure they downloaded the map this week, if they've done it yet. They didn't play it last season.
Yeah, we don't know. They could realistically see it for the first time on match day.
On the flip side, yeah, exactly. On the flip side, CIS will not have many more days on it than them. I'm not sure they played it before this week. I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it.
They seem to just be focusing on whatever the week's map is, which is fine. Yeah, man, we just don't know what DreamWorks is going to do. We've been kind of waiting for them to wake up.
Yeah, I keep expecting it to be any given week, and then it's not.
Yeah, they just kind of keep sleeping even harder. So
yeah, hence the dream.
The opposite direction.
The dream in the DreamWorks.
On the flip side, CIS is just trying to get better every week.
And they are, and they scrim as much or more than anybody else in the game right now, and that is going to lead to success no matter what.
So yeah, I'm not going to go too deep into this one just because of those two facts, but I'm taking CIS. I'm watching Riley Staffer.
Yeah, I'm willing to go with CIS. I think this is when they get themselves on the board. Riley Staffer and Shika and Azilla, I think, are the guys.
If Riley's going to be like car barring mid, that could be awesome to watch.
Oh yeah,
very good player in Riley Staffer. Shika also really good.
And
then on DreamWorks, you know your boy Rods is
Rods
is good for 30 at least.
He's a boss, man. He is a boss.
Probably be rifling mid both halves, I imagine.
He's gonna have 35 kills a half because that's all he's been doing this season. It's insane.
So yeah, and that's just kind of what scares me. Like I think DreamWorks will be pretty good in mid, but their bunker's gonna be a disaster.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough in there. Their heavy's gonna have to do a lot.
And if Riley commits to bunker a lot, then CS is just gonna have bunker.
Yeah, and I think that Riley probably will go there with the bar. I doubt that he'll bar mid. Maybe, if they see people doing that in scrims, maybe that'll make them do it too. But I think
maybe he just said last week, if I don't bar car, we definitely don't have a chance.
Right,
so
and especially because Colin and Devin car barred. Like I don't remember if Riley Staffer was carring right away second half, or if he started when he saw that Devin and Colin were on the bar. So
yeah, who knows? And they may have just told him take it.
Yeah.
We're not having a good time.
Right.
So yeah, I think we're both. I'm gonna take CIS by 2 caps.
Yeah. I think, with like 62 points, I'm going to go with.
Yeah, I know it's not a big cap map, but again, right now, DreamWorks is the team in silver that I don't believe in at all.
Yeah, until they show,
Until they show it. I really hope they get it together.
I'll say, like, on a map like this, somebody like Rods could very well just, like, go and ace the team and cap out. Yeah, and that could be the difference right there, that cap out. So, it's, you'd think on paper that DreamWorks should win this match, but they just haven't been playing. And Rods is the only one who's really shown that he's got it still. The rest of them just need to start playing a little bit more, and then they'll be fine. But until they do that, they're going to have a tough time.
Definitely. So let's keep moving on. DreamWorks, we hope you...
Let me interrupt real quick, because, God, I just ate this panini, man. Oh, I felt like I was going to faint at the beginning of this podcast, right?
Was it so good?
Yeah, oh my God, it was so good. Like, I've never heard of this place, and my mom told me about it, and I got this delivered here, and I was sitting here looking at it, and I just felt like I was going to fucking pass out. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to eat it on the cast. So I've been eating for the last, 45 minutes. God damn, it was good. Holy shit.
And where was it from?
It's called Marko's, actually, which is kind of ironic.
Oh,
yeah.
A little self-plug for your panini
shop.
Okay.
Marko's with
now
a
this
C.
is making sense.
Marko's with a C.
DODCAST episode 4 sponsored by
Marko's
shop, Buffalo,
Paninis. Yep.
New York.
I think it's like a pizza place even, but goddamn, like I originally said I was just gonna get a chicken Caesar salad, and then I was like, you know what, this BLT panini sounds good. I'm gonna switch. And man, was that the right call? I'm gonna be eating that all the time now. Holy shit!
Fuck the chicken C's.
It had like spicy chipotle mayo on it.
Oh,
what the fuck is that?
Damn,
it was good. I'll tell you that. Anyways, back to the show.
Back to the show. And yeah, so again, we are taking CIS.
The boys.
The boys. All right, and that will bring us to Love Me Not versus Moose Knuckles.
Okay. Well,
potentially the biggest blowout of the week.
Yeah,
I think we're heading into this one.
Unfortunate.
No offense, Moose Knuckles.
Yeah, Moose Knuckles, they'll get their matches against the other teams in that area right now, but this isn't one of them.
No, it's not.
Love Me Not is, they're gonna win this match. Yeah, I'd say like 100% sure.
Yeah, they're right behind Price is Right, in my opinion.
It's nothing against Moose Knuckles. It's just that Love Me Not is, they got a bunch of invite players, and Moose Knuckles is still finding their footing, besides Quack Duck, who looks great all the time, but one guy on a map against 6 guys that can do the same kind of stuff, it's just not going to end well.
No, and this is a huge map for Colin.
Yeah, he loves this map. Yeah, even though he talks about it like he hates it, he always drops bombs.
He says about every map.
Yeah, invisible walls and stuff, but then he's got 49 kills, and he's like, I hate this game, I'm going to quit. And I'm like, you just had 49 kills in that half. What the fuck are you talking about, you psycho?
So I'm guessing Love Me Not will probably roll out like the most disgusting bunker team in history of low carb and CLT.
Yeah. Good luck.
I mean, have fun. Yeah.
Good luck.
That's not what you want to be going against in bunker.
You'll never get in there.
It's gonna be rough. So, yeah. Good luck, Moose Knuckles, Bojanglers, and co. You're gonna have a hell of a time on this map, but it's not impossible, and it is an upset map.
They did add Casey, which I believe is Truna, and she is very experienced. Played Donner / Thunder millions of times, as I know from having played Donner with her in my first team ever. So
SAS, right?
SAS, yeah. So, you know, that could be helpful in at least sort of cracking open that bunker, but I think overall it's just there's too much firepower on Love Me Not to deal with.
They're too solid at every position.
Yeah, Hambuga, Colin, Devin, those guys are all freaks.
The only thing going for Moose Knuckles is Love Me Not might implode at any moment.
Yeah, that can always happen. You know, this could be a forfeit win for Moose Knuckles.
It could be a forfeit win. They could leave it half or something. Yeah. You know, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, those guys are volatile, especially Colin.
Very.
Colin, for his intensity, is part of what makes him so good, but it can be his downfall at the same time.
Also part of the reason he's in silver right now.
You know, so like anything can happen.
Guys. Yeah, Love Me Not. You know, I like pretty much everyone on that roster, I think. So I want to see them have fun.
Right? They're good guys. They're just psychos. I love it.
They're just crazy.
It's my kind of people.
So yeah, I'm gonna take them by, I think, 4 caps.
I'm going with the 497 point victory this week.
Yeah, so that's like 8 caps.
That's a
7
lot.
Caps,
I think that's like 12 caps.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. If it's 40 points a cap, that's 12 caps.
And real quick, I forgot to mention this before we started.
That's an excessive
Thunder
score.
2 discussions. I do believe they fixed the configs.
Oh, that's good at least.
I think the config was awarding 50 points for a cap out.
Oh.
Instead of 40, which is the standard.
That is the standard.
And it was also doing something weird for mid cap. I'm not 100% sure. I think the ticks were too fast. I think they were coming in every 15 seconds instead of 30.
Okay.
And you know, this is just kind of what your thoughts are on Donner. Like, how do you want it to be played? Do you want Donner to be a low scoring matchup with, you know, where cap outs will literally swing the score big time?
Right.
Or do you want it to be more points for holding and like a, you know, I guess faster overall? Maybe is what that creates, but at the same time, not really, because it's just, you know, you're still holding mid. I like the slower count.
Yeah, that's how Donner was always played, and you don't want every map to be a fucking Harrington disaster area where it's just like nade, die, nade, die, nade, die, run, die, nade, die, run, die. You know, like that's stupid. There needs to be some changes of pace with each map, and you know, I think that Thunder / Donner offers the best opportunity for that, where it's more about playing as a team and getting set up to defend areas that you were able to cap and earn your way into, rather than like, you know, just trying to go and run at each other and bump into each other as fast as possible. Like, I think that's not fun DOD. As Harrington has made evident, it's not fun.
No, and this map was meant to be played different than like Harrington.
Exactly.
It's like the exact opposite end. So I completely agree. When the ticks are slower, it incentivizes just holding mid. And can that lead to rattier gameplay? Yes, but it's fucking Donner.
It should.
Or it's Thunder.
Yeah.
It shouldn't, but I mean, people are going to be holding mid no matter what.
That's how it
If you're not clearing mid and you're getting killed by the guy that was hiding in mid house,
that's on you.
That's on you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, you can't be like, this guy's such a fucking rat. Like, that's how this map is played.
That is how the map is meant to be played.
That's, you know, it's like a map like Shamil. Like, you don't expect to you know, like, you as a sniper on Shamil, if you get like 15 kills, you've had a great half. Like, that's how slow that map is. And
even if you kill 3 people, like trying to as an allied sniper on Shamil, there's probably a 4th guy like connector or something, or a car.
They're right there.
For it.
Yep, it's one of those things. And if every map was just the same kind of pace, this game would not be as fun as it is. So like people have to learn to just accept that some maps are played differently than others. Like I hate Harrington, and a lot of people do now because it's become such a shit show with like no skyboxes. Everybody knows every nade. The spawns are way too close. People feel more comfortable wide swinging in spots. You know, like it's made the map just a total clusterfuck disaster. It's not fun, but I'm not sitting there like I'm never playing this map. Everybody's a piece of shit because this map is played differently than ANZIO. You know, like it just is what it is. The game is very complex. You know, there's a lot to it.
Yeah, and the part of the way they tried to balance this shit back in the day was making these maps different and like trying to make them slower or faster, just to
Exactly.
dictate the gameplay. So yeah, if you hate this map, you probably just don't know how to play it.
Yeah, you'll get there. It's just like Armory last season. There's people talking all this shit about it, and like one good example was Colin said he like hated it. It was stupid. It was terrible. And then I took like an hour or two with him. I think I streamed it where I was just going, and Shamil, I think it was too. Same thing. And I just was showing him all like the common spots to go, good angles, etc., etc. And then after that, he was like, he played a doubleheader on those two maps, and Top Frag was like, oh, these maps are actually good. I really just didn't understand how to play them before. And if people are so set in their ways on whatever map that like they feel like they just can't succeed and it must be the map, well, try like going and asking somebody who's good at it, what do you do on this map? And you could find it turns things around for you.
Yeah, and that's what's great about our community being kind of so small and tight knit, is that you can ask any of the top players for advice.
Yeah.
And most of the times they will give it to you.
Yeah.
And they will be sincere. Like, I don't think anyone's out here to try to fuck anyone else over. Like, there's really no hoarding of knowledge these days because it's just an old ass game. I mean, I'm sure there's some tips and tricks teams have that, I don't have.
Trade
That's fine.
secrets, yeah.
Yeah, little trade secrets, maybe a little secret executable, but that's neither here nor there. Like, I know, Corey, you are so open with people that message you. Like, you're just Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to help anybody who wants it. And you got Corey Price now making like these tutorial videos on YouTube and stuff. Like, there's all sorts of resources.
He's got some people helping him with that too. So I think the quality of that will just continue to go up.
Nice.
And but yeah. Anyways, I know that was a little tangent there.
Yeah, we went.
I do want to get to our match of the week in silver because it's a huge one.
Oh
it's
yeah,
a huge matchup, both in KTP and just with the narrative surrounding it. It's No-Go versus Price is Right.
Oh yeah.
I promise you, both teams have had this circled from the moment the schedules came out.
Guaranteed.
These are two different teams, and if you want to kind of call the Price is Right the afterbirth of ProOnlyFans.
Yeah.
In reality, they only have 2 people from ProOnlyFans, if I'm not mistaken.
3, it looks like.
3 if you count
Alan, Caleb, and Corey.
Yeah. So No-Go met them in the playoffs last season of Silver and won what I think a lot of considered an upset.
Yeah, absolutely. Linen. It was a crazy match.
And I know Price is Right, or ProOnlyFans did not think they should have lost that one. I don't think so. They
were
probably got this one. They want revenge. I know they want revenge. And I know No-Go does not want to give it to him.
And No-Go's got, Price is Right as No-Go's sniper from that match now, too.
They did. So this is a revenge game. For Recoil,
as
we like to call it.
Yeah.
But it's also a revenge game for No-Go.
Yeah, right. And that's going to kind of be the big bragging rights of this fucking scenario. Who ends up winning there? Who's got the ability to say, like, we didn't need you that much. Or, it was me that was the reason for your success.
And JaGGoN is also friends with a lot of those guys. So I know he's probably been shit-talking them.
The old vibe
getting them
tribe.
all jacked up.
Yeah.
And I believe I have both rosters for this matchup.
What do we have?
We will not be seeing Bilbasad for Prices Right.
Okay.
We'll be seeing Corey, Recoil, Allen, HXC, Reptar, and Dilliard.
Oh, that's a good lineup, though.
So yeah, they're throwing out what I assume is their best lineup on paper.
I'd say so, yeah.
On the flip side, we're going to be seeing Matthew, Dedro, Spoon, JaGGoN, Louis, and Lurf.
Lurf in the building on a sniper map.
Yeah, so Lurf will be making his No-Go debut this week, if I'm not mistaken.
The new No-Go sniper versus the old No-Go sniper.
Louis will be making his return this week.
Yeah, his 4th return to No-Go,
right? Yeah, reacquired. So yeah, Louis,
I think
and it looks like he's going to be sticking it out this season.
He just can't stay away. Yeah, he was there, he was gone. He was there, he was gone. Now he's back. And
the guy he keeps getting promised playing time, and then it just never shows up.
Yeah, then he gets fucked over. It's unfortunate.
And then he's like, "Fuck this," and
I'm
get it.
No-Go. Yeah, I'd do the same. Right. In this day and age, especially for a guy like Louis, he's a good player. He's used to playing a lot, and he's not getting that time with the teams that he's leaving No-Go for. He's coming back. He's getting that playing time here, and I think that's the most important thing for him.
Absolutely, and he's a gamer, so
yeah,
I'm glad he's back. He's always been super chill.
Oh, yeah. Good player, very versatile, which is good for no-go.
And granted, he was on typical, and that's probably a more natural team for him, just like
Right,
time
the
zones and what have
European,
you.
yeah.
But the way Scotty runs that team, he was never going to crack
There's
a
just
starting
that
spot.
roster is just so crazy now. Like
Yeah.
Frank is even a starter on this team technically.
Yeah, same with Barron. Like,
Yeah.
Barron's not in there every
Right.
week, and he's a gold starter in my
Yeah.
opinion.
That's a tough roster to crack.
Yeah, so I get it. We all understood why he wanted to come back, and Matt and Joe are just super chill managers. So they welcomed him back with open arms.
Of course.
And we're excited to see what he can do this week.
It's going to be a fun match. Lerf against Recoil is going to be a big showdown.
Lerf
to deal
versus
with.
Recoil. This is really throwing Lerf to the fire here, but I know he can handle it.
This is also another map that Taylor has always been good at, and so him, kind of taking the reins for Allen and showing him the ropes, I think will be a big storyline to watch out for.
Yeah, they're gonna have their hands full with Spoon.
Yeah, and Spoon is a really explosive heavy. So if Taylor and Allen don't have their game plan really locked down, Spoon could make them pay for that and just be all over the opposing side of the map the whole time, and that's where things start to get problematic.
Yeah, and just this seems to me again like it's going to come down to bunker.
I'd say so, yeah.
Because these, I think Lerf and Recoil are going to
cancel each other out.
Recoil's good on this map, but he can get tilted and get very short-sighted on some of his peaks.
Yeah, and I expect that Lerf will offer a style of sniping that Recoil is not familiar with, and that could be frustrating for him all by itself.
Yeah. And Lerf is probably going to kind of slot also into that IGL spot that No-Go's been missing since, Sick left.
Right.
Not that Sick's a great IGL. Half the time he's not talking.
Half the time his walls are white. Like, he doesn't even know where he is.
And he's just looking off into the abyss. Yeah. But no, Sick was always a pretty good caller in game. But I think Lerf is he's got a shit ton of invite experience with some actually really good teams.
Finals experiences. You know, I've played him in a final or 3. He knows what he's doing.
No-Go.
Yeah, I think that's a huge pickup to shore up their roster and get that sniper spot. I mean, it sucks for Yanni because then that means he's not sniping again. And he is a sniper.
He's okay, and part of the reason he's signed off on this is because he's not going to be as available later in the season.
Yeah,
I think I mentioned that.
Yeah.
So No-Go had to have another sniper option, and Matthew and Drew are both capable of sniping, but they're also really important on other roles too.
Right, it's the versatility. Like that team is a lot of versatile players.
Yeah, and Matt can literally play all the roles.
Yeah.
So he likes to mix it up, and I don't like to shoehorn Matt into a role because he'll just get bored.
Right.
So it's best to let Matt do what he wants to do.
I mean,
if that's
Spoon
carbine,
is the same
he's
too.
carbining. If that's sniping one half, stossing the next, that's fine.
The old sniper stoss, I've been there.
Yeah, so No-Go very fluid with their roles, which is what's kept them kind of keeping people guessing what they're going to see. Like I'm not revealing who's going where.
No, neither team
except
is.
Spoon will heavy and HXC will heavy. We know that.
Yeah. Allen will heavy.
And Lerf snipe and Recoil sniping. Yeah, but other than that, who knows?
From that point on, it's a fucking mystery. It's going to be a tight one.
Who are you taking?
I mean,
who are you taking?
I'm gonna take in the match of the week. I'm gonna take Price is Right by 4 points.
4 points.
4 points, yes.
4 points.
I just did a little Karnak segment from the old Johnny Carson show, Welcome to 1974. Yeah, I think that, I mean...
Were you holding up the thing to your head?
I kind of was, yeah. I think that Price is Right won't make the mistakes of overly pushing and not getting into mid-houses, crack mid-house, Susie, loft, whatever, and hold mid. And I think that, that's really what it comes down to most of the time. Like, yeah, ninja caps happen. Yeah, bunker can cause problems. But in the end, if you've got a couple guys in mid-house and crack and Susie, whatever, holding shit down, like, it doesn't really matter what's happening anywhere else because you're going to hold mid. And that's where you win this map or lose this map. So, No-Go can do the same thing, but they got to do it. And I know for sure Price is Right will do it because I know those players. I've seen them do it with my own 2 eyes. I have seen it out of some of the No-Go guys too. but it's going to be a matter of actually going through and executing that under the pressure, under the excitement of having just capped mid and having a good half, and you feel like you could go frag, and you think maybe this is the time I take a push ruins, and then you run into a sniper and you're dead, and all of a sudden like your sniper had just gone to cap mid, and now he's like halfway back to his loft with his back turned, and now he's dead, and your guy Susie just got naded, and oh my god, your mid team's down, and you got capped down. Like, that kind of shit can go wrong.
I'm with you, I think, on... I mean, I can't even predict against No-Go because I just love him so much.
You gotta predict for No-Go. You're the coach.
I'm taking No-Go, and I'm taking him by 10 points.
10 points. All right.
It's gonna be tight, I think. It's gonna be incredibly close. And
yeah.
honestly, I just do not know who's gonna break through in these. And when this happens, I look at top players down.
Right.
And I think we're looking at HXC versus Spoon here.
Oh yeah.
And God, and I don't know, like,
it's tough.
It's such a coin flip there, like, and then it almost comes down to the other two heavies, like Alan and whoever's heavy for No-Go, whether it's JN or whether it's Deidro,
Louis.
God, so then it comes up to those two, and that's like right down the middle too.
Close,
so I don't know, like, if Recoil gets going, it could not even matter. If Lurf gets going, it could not even matter.
Right? Yeah.
It's gonna be close. I think this is at 4 Eastern.
Oh yeah,
which would
I'll
be
cast
right
that.
after our match.
Yeah, I'll cast that.
So let me double check that, but I think that's what the current scheduled time is.
Beautiful. I love it.
But yeah, so that's gonna wrap up week 4 Preds for silver, and Sleepers is on bye, just to get that on the books.
They got their free win already.
So they're already
4-0.
Looking good in silver. And yeah, can we pop over to the standings one last time just to show the silver one?
Yeah, there it is.
As you can see, yeah. So again, No-Go Price is Right is throwing down for potentially first place here. Probably second place, but...
Right, yeah. I mean, that point differential, there's no way anyone's winning.
There's no way they're making that up
900 points on Thunder, yeah.
If they do, then something's wrong.
Something's wrong, and there needs to be...
severe. Someone left the server,
maybe 3 people left the server at that point.
That's so, again, like we said, silver, we got 6 teams really in the hunt.
Big
with 3 at the bottom that could still pull it together.
Right? Yeah.
It's nice to see some parity
in
KTP League.
It's beautiful.
It's definitely not what it was looking like last season.
No. Last season was very top heavy. Just heavyweights in clinic, really.
Having more teams, it just makes it more interesting too.
Yeah, it's very much more fun with that extra 5 teams we got this season now. Something like that. All right, well,
let's get going into gold.
Yeah.
And let's talk first off Thunder versus Over.
Yeah, that's it. Good luck, have fun.
Big good luck, have fun.
No name, Saka, Jizz, going to be tough to play against. Toxic.
Caffrey's always a handful for the heavies.
I think that Jizz playing as well as he has been gives them another layer of tough to play, because he is an old school top player in the world. One of the guys that I, grew up in the game watching, loved all his movies, would go watch all the DWHL TVs and the unplugged HL TVs, following the Euro scene, and just having that guy back and playing really well makes them even tougher. So I don't look forward to this.
Not to mention Saka on this map.
Yeah, just those rifles.
It's going to be insane.
Pain in the dick, so I don't.
Mata's going to be doing Mata things, sniping his ass off.
All over the place, so. And,
so it should be a good one, though.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
And like I said, I think our match is at 3 Eastern, so if anyone wants to cast that, feel free to
do it.
Feel free to jump on that.
We like hearing our names, too.
And so, Thunder versus Over, good luck, have fun.
Yeah.
Let's keep trucking. Next matchup, Slow Loris versus Typical.
Oh, yeah. And that's going to be interesting to see Slow Loris potentially with these 2 new guys.
If KO and Cody are playing, we're not even sure what we're going to be seeing out of that roster.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I guess hypothetically it could be like Hildy, Hopper, DB, Gall, KO and Cody, or Chris W and Cody, or Chris W and KO, or you could get Kevin. They got about 8 guys that could hypothetically play realistically.
I think Chris W is a lock to play.
Yeah, he played really well, and he is very capable of going
And they'll
off.
probably just be rolling out the red carpet for Gall
Yeah,
as long as he wants. Because
always.
you probably want to get him back in if you can.
Right. Typical, less sure. I think if I'm typical, I'm getting Greets in this week. He's very good on these Donner style maps. And you can put him on either rifle. You can put him on the heavy. I'd probably put him on a rifle, whichever
Yeah,
one.
Greets was always good on Donner. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
You
And
know,
this, Milo, it's another map he's going to thrive on.
yeah, he loves causing havoc on it. Nightmare, obviously, going to have a blast. Team owner, always getting a bunch of nade kills on this map. Scotty and Susie, like, they're just a pain in the ass. Cage and Bunker, kind of playing the passive role for Milo, or Manor and Bunker doing it for Milo. Like, they just got really good mix and match options and plug and play options with guys on different positions on different maps, and that makes them tough to game plan for.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Baron this week. Haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah,
Assuming
yeah.
he's still on the roster
He
after
deserves to
roster
play.
locks.
He deserves to play.
He's good. This is a good map for him. He scrimmed against us last night.
He
and was a
did,
pain
yeah.
in the ass.
Yeah.
In Bunker.
So you could see him get in there hypothetically in that second spot. Yeah, I always look forward to seeing what lineup they deploy from week to week because they got so many good players. They're hashtag typical worst to first. It's coming. I mean, Slow Loris, until I see them win, you got to pick against them, right? So
pretty much, yeah.
Especially with typical, like that's just. I think the sniper matchup will be a good one. Hildy against Nightmare. Hildy's been clearly the best player on Slow Loris, but Nightmare's the best sniper in the game. So you got to take Nightmare there. I think Hildy will keep it closer than anybody will expect him to, though.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm also going to be rolling with typical here, probably by 2.5 caps.
Yeah. I mean, and they got guys who can ninja and stuff, so those caps might come in the way of actual full caps, like by ninja. Or they'll just hold mid that whole time. Yeah, like it could go either way in that regard, but yeah, I'd say 60, 70, 80 points makes about a lot of sense to me.
Okay, let's keep trucking here. Let's go T3 PMC.
Oh, yeah. So that's a rematch of the finals.
Yep. Rematch of the finals in gold last season, which was obviously a T3 win on ANZIO.
It was, yeah. And PMC with having a little bit of a roster situation.
Little roster kerfuffle. We're not sure what's going on with Crud. He's still on the roster, and again, I wouldn't be surprised if he remains on the roster.
He could, yeah.
They haven't added anyone.
No.
So they seem content to ride with Hypnotic as they need to.
Right, and I mean, depending on when they play, maybe you could see Justin Lynch. Maybe you could see Kaboom. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure we'll see Kaboom after Harrington's performance, but you never know. He may pop back in.
Right, but their big boys are the Paul Coons, the Paintballs, the CKs, the Elements. Like those guys are how they make or break themselves based on. And we've already seen Paintball go and have himself a real performance on Donner, although maybe with an asterisk. Due to a lack of screenshots.
He did have demos, but
he had demos.
No screenshots is always interesting,
right? I mean, but he aced in that match while I was puking. So
yeah, I casted it.
Hopefully, we don't see a replay of that. Like, I'd like to be there for it if he's going to ace. CK, this is a map with a lot of, nade potential, and he gets like 70% of his kills with nades, so he'll have himself a good match.
This is a map for CK for sure.
Yeah, Element's been one of their most consistent players. The bunker team situation, you don't know who their second heavy is going to be necessarily on PMC. 9 knows how to play that bunker very, very well. On Slow Loris' side, if it's the same as it was before, it would be, DB and Hopper, but we don't know because they got Cody.
Yeah. Might see Cody.
Yeah, so it could be Cody and Hopper, Cody and DB. I mean, all things being equal, I think I'd take PMC here. Oh wait, it's not Slow Loris.
No, it's PMC T3.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah, no, never mind. Yeah. So you got PDX in bunker. So yeah, and Bud or P12. They were using a bar in mid yesterday, so maybe that bunker matchup is more like Booten and PDX or Booten and P12. Or
I know
Booten
Till is not thrilled with the current Thunder setup.
Yeah.
And he refuses to go bunker.
Yeah.
So he'll probably be lighting mid / thirding. Yeah. He likes to get under McDonald's and prone and do things like that under arches. Right. Just Till things. But so yeah, we'll probably see P12 and T3 also does a lot of fuck bunker shenanigans.
Yeah, they'll just
we'll
all
just
run
send 5, 6
mid,
mid,
or they'll just send 6 bunker. You
and
never really
P12 will
know.
just hang out in like piano and just
Yeah,
sound whore.
lots of
So
craziness. T3 did lose on this map last season to Skull in a very close matchup. But that, I think, more came down to just like clutch play by Skull rather than anything T3 did or didn't do.
yeah, Skull was really rolling at that time of the year.
Yeah.
I think they
Bear had a
almost beat
good,
us on that map in a scrim.
yeah. I was gonna say Bear, I think had a good, but I think that he was actually casting with me for that, not
Yeah,
playing.
I think you're right.
Yeah, so I mean, Paul against Patton, that's a good sniper matchup. Nick is very good on this map and annoying.
Yeah, they've had plenty of duels in their days too,
Right.
so
You
they're
know,
very familiar with each other's play style.
yeah, it comes down to like just which one of them is feeling hotter that day. They always feel hot, the two of those guys, though. So
yeah, I
you
mean
know.
PMC's mid team is going to be fine. I think.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to bunker,
Right.
and that's where I'm just really scared for PMC. Now, what I would not be surprised to see is if Element makes bunker his home.
You could.
Whether a carbine, a car, just heavying it.
Yeah, he's doing the dirty stuff all the time for them.
He will probably be in bunker, and he will probably be trying to hold it and let 9 just run around.
Yeah.
And get information and like try and flank, because that's kind of how 9 plays.
Right. Could
Again,
see
like
9 in the mid house, 9 in the crack house, 9 just looking to get mid breaks because of that. And that is what you need to do yet again, as I say, on Thunder, Donner. Like, you need to have, when you get mid, people in the houses, because otherwise you're just giving up free mid caps over and over when the swing inevitably comes.
yeah, and I almost made this map of the week or match of the week this week.
Right, the rematch.
With PMC's roster issues at the moment, I don't feel comfortable with them in this match.
Yeah, I
now,
mean,
granted, T3's clearly got something going on too.
Right, but they got such solid,
yeah, their
7-man rotation.
are still active,
8-man rotation. If 50 is like your worst backup, hypothetically, like a guy who could start on every other team, yeah, you're gonna be okay. And a lot of versatility again with their roster. PDX could snipe if they needed him to. Patton could probably heavy. He did once upon a time. P12 can do it all. Bud can do it all. Booten can do it all. Leo, he can definitely rifle.
Yeah.
I haven't ever seen him heavy, I don't think, but he probably could.
I think I'm leaning T3.
I'm definitely leaning T3, yeah.
And I think I'm going to take him by a cap and a half.
Yeah, I think it depends on who PMC gets in that second heavy spot. And again, like, anything can be... If you have a PB come out and drop like 80 kills again, like that could be very problematic for T3. But I think in the end, because of T3's whole weird play style and just sort of like having like a twin connection with each other for some reason, they're just tough to beat on a map like this that relies on stuff like that. Plus, you got Leo Ninja capping, so, Yeah,
this is a great Leo Ninja cap map. He's got so many spots he likes to ninja cap on.
The guy just like disappears and reappears behind everybody somehow.
If you haven't seen him kill or be killed in like 45 seconds,
maybe less than that, honestly.
Maybe less, yeah, because he flies around so much. You need to be able to know where he's at.
Right. If you've waited 45 seconds to notice it,
he's prone in some obscure corner. So go find him.
So that'll be a big thing. But I mean, I got to think T3 by a cap or two, and if anybody on PMC has an off night or anybody on T3 has an extra crazy night, then it could get worse than that. So
yeah.
But it could just as easily be a fucking 3-point win for either team. So I'm still going to want to cast that one. So hopefully they play at a time that I can.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Like, there'll probably be a ninja cap, but that'll be the difference.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's get right into our match of the week, and it's Icy Hot again. And this time they've got Clinic.
They've been match of the week worthy. All season, Icy Hot's having these close fucking crazy matches. Whenever we make them the match of the week, they lose by like 3 points. So I apologize if this is some kind of curse.
If they lose this one by 3 points, I swear
we'll never make you the match of the week again. Yeah.
Although you have a good matchup next week too, but we won't do it.
We won't do it to you. We don't think. We'll see. We'll see what the matches look like, but we won't.
So Icy Hot's rifles, this is going to be a huge test for them. They've pretty much been tested the whole season, I guess you could say. But this is probably Clinic's best map, in my opinion. At least last season, for sure.
Right.
They were dominating everyone on this map.
Yeah.
Even in scrims last season.
Oh, yeah.
Before they had Debo. So
they all are good at it, and they have a good understanding of the flow of the map. Debo, like I said earlier, he's always complained about Thunder for some reason, and he says he has like 10 FPS or something, even though this is DOD in 2022, and the map is
that
definitely
sounds
not.
like bullshit. So
Yeah.
I'm not believing that.
This is not a map that's got a bunch of shit on it that should be making your FPS go down. So, but
I'm
I mean,
guessing Tom will be back for this one.
right? I would think so.
I don't know for sure about that.
But they got a lot of guys who can slot in anywhere. I don't know what their lineup will be exactly, but whatever they throw out there will be good. Heavy-wise, I would expect Debo and Vic, but if Debo's not going to play, they could just as easily put Tom or Suave there, or even Carpenter. He can heavy, and Tom can snipe, and Suave could rifle. Like, they got all this versatility going on there.
Well, it doesn't matter, because Insom and Candy are gods at this map.
Yeah, they're tough to stop on Thunder.
They've both impressed me big time on this map, and the only thing I'm worried about for Clinic is Carpenter on this map. I feel like I've heard him complaining about this map a lot.
And he will be going up against Austin, who does like this map.
Yes, and I
hypothetically, we don't know for sure.
Yeah,
but
again, hypothetically. Stealth might be ringing this week because that may not even be finalized. I don't know. I heard that somewhere, but
okay.
Either way, I think I'm taking Carpenter in this matchup over the other sniper, whoever it is, because he's impressed me, and this is a map he should thrive on.
They got little Salsa Verde and big Salsa Verde over here.
I feel like I remember we scrimmed them one time, and someone who was sniping for us was owning him so hard he was just like, I'm done. I'm done sniping. I can't remember when that was, but I do remember him saying that. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I think that was.
And it may have been a 12-man.
I think it was in the playoffs, because we had a scrim schedule with them and a scrim schedule with T3, and we played them back to back like that. I remember, yeah. But it'll be a
sniper battle.
Yeah. Again, maybe Austin or it's Stealth. Either way, it's going to be a tight one.
If that trade doesn't go through.
Or KO, yeah. But the thing that's going to be the tough part for Clinic will be dealing with the B's Vertex Sick rifle triplets.
Exactly. That's also just a good of a core as they're rolling out.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously those guys have about as much firepower as you can ask for out of 3 rifles. But on a map like this, sometimes it's more about the communication and understanding your teammates' positioning and what they like to do and where they are going to be at any given point in time, making calls both when you're alive and dead. I honestly don't know who the fuck I'm going to pick in this match. Do I pick Icy Hot again and fuck them over? Because I've done this every week.
I'm leaning Icy Hot again as well.
I think actually I took Typical last week, so maybe it wasn't me that time.
Did you take Typical?
I think
so, I think we both took Typical last week, actually, now that I think about it.
In close match, and it was 3 points, so we were right. But
so, I feel like this is going to be the Kanga breakout / Modgers breakout. They've kind of just been hanging with their opponents as heavies. They haven't been dominating.
Right.
And this could be the chance, especially if Debo doesn't show up. So
yeah.
I am leaning Icy Hot. It will be close.
Yeah.
And with Clinic coming off that huge win, they might just be so jacked that they surprise us and blow out Icy Hot.
Yeah, they could. This could be the turn of events here.
Good.
They might go back to back.
Their team is that good.
Back-to-back championships, silver and gold. Silver and gold.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, but yeah, I mean, I am inclined to pick Icy Hot. It is a new map, but it's technically just Donner, and these guys have all played it a million times. When it comes down to it, it's the same kind of game plan that you need to have for Thunder or Donner. I expect that William Sick Blackwell will have himself a day. He looked good on Thunder last season all the time. And like you said, the heavies, going to be the big battle there. I think if Debo plays, then that gives Clinic a little bit more firepower to handle the Kanga and the Modgers. But Kanga and Modgers are also willing to prone crossfire you, and that might mean it won't matter who's heavying against them.
Well, we know Mersan and the Clinic guys aren't afraid of proning either.
Yeah, no.
So I'm not too worried about that.
Could be a prone off, which you love to see.
I think I'm going to go Icy Hot by 20 points.
Yeah, I'm going to go Icy Hot by 7 points to get back that exact point differential that they lost by the last 2 weeks combined.
There you go. Just put them right back at even.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, that is all of gold, and that will conclude...
We do, there is one of the stat page and the roster lock.
Oh, yeah, and we also forgot the MVPs of Week 3. I definitely want to mention those. Week 3 MVPs starting with Silver. going to Burn from
Beautiful.
Sleepers.
Beautiful.
Burn had 28 flags, 42 kills, 16 deaths sniping.
Oof.
Again, that's a 2.63 KD ratio for Burn.
Damn.
On ANZIO, 16 deaths the whole match.
Oof.
I know Modgers was blown away by that. I was too. So
Yeah.
again, Gratz Burn. I
That's
think
crazy.
that's Sleeper's second player to get MVP, if I'm not mistaken.
Doesn't
Maybe
look
I'm
like it,
mistaken on
no.
that. I'll have to double check that.
It was Stealth and then Colin.
Okay,
Or wait.
yeah. No, it was
Wait, I lied. Burn, Stealth, and
Dedro.
Dedro, yeah.
Okay, my bad. So, yeah, Gratz on to Burn for silver, and in gold, as you can see, we have No Name,
Yeah.
who had 19 flags, 56 kills, 35 deaths, 1.6 KD ratio, upsetting 2-0 T3 in the process. First loss T3's had in probably several months.
At least 10 years.
Huge win for over there, and grats to No Name and Burn for players of the week 3 on ANZIO.
And look at Hildy as the top fragger in gold this week.
Yeah, Hildy's been fragging.
He has been. Even with his weird sniper thing.
We did a few housekeeping things we needed to run over. Definitely check out Modger's stat page.
Yeah.
This is just the Corey's got it pulled up here. You can see we've got total stats, and the link is in KTP info. I think it's pinned as well.
Looks like it.
Check out the stats. He's doing a great job on that. Thank you, Statman Modgers.
Yeah, I love stats.
We did also, as you can see, rosters are locking 10-22. That is in 4 days, 3 days.
It is. Be on the lookout for, like guys like this potentially making their way back at some point. You never know.
And the guy 4 spots up maybe joining a different team.
You just might. This guy right here. Not there, here.
There he is.
He could be traded with this guy.
Could be traded with that guy to down below, silver somewhere.
Yeah, like maybe
send us to Moose Knuckles.
Maybe for this guy. They could probably take Rods and do some business with him.
Yeah.
Maybe Devin. Maybe Taylor.
There you go.
That would be a good deal. We could go win a title down there.
Maybe Stealth. They could trade us for
they
like Stealth.
Yeah, they could get
Twist
Stealth
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, check out the new maps, guys.
Yeah, Railroad, Lennon. Go get in there, run around. They're beautiful.
Please.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Please let KTP admins know when you schedule your matches so they can get them on the for the shoutcasters.
And be on the lookout for when my match time is, because that means I can't cast at that time. And therefore, if you can avoid playing at the same time, please do so that I can cast your match. Because I hate missing people.
As many matches as he can.
Literally. I will blow my voice out
to allowing.
Cast. Yeah. The only way I don't cast your match is if I'm playing at the same time. So, figure it out.
And that will conclude the DODCAST episode 4 or 5. Again, not sure which one we're on.
Unknown. You got any last thoughts?
Last thoughts are, what a season so far. Make sure you guys are thanking the admins that are really putting in all this work.
And
support the content creators.
And the Steve.
Make sure you thank the map makers too. Yeah, Steve and Lurf. Think J-Rod, he does a lot of config stuff.
Yeah,
It really goes on modders with the stats. All these people, 9 putting in endless hours.
Dorito for joining DOD right now.
Dorito for joining DOD.
He had a movie clip against Clinic. It was vintage Dorito.
He's clearly not working right now.
No.
But again, Corey, anything before we sign off?
No, everything we've said covers it pretty well. Be ready for a lot of casts this week. Hashtag typical worst to first. Hopefully Frank gets in this week and Baron.
Let us know if you guys want to see anything new, anything different, topics. We've got some ideas coming up.
We have some special episodes that aren't going to be just, this stuff. There's
we got a little busy this week, so we couldn't quite get in depth as I'd like, but going forward, we still want to maybe get 2 episodes out a week. So that might be a little bold, but
this is a preview of what one episode will have to do with. A
lot of stuff going on in this episode.
Yeah, so
it's gonna be a good one.
That's gonna be probably the most fun one we'll do, and so if you got any other suggestions though, let us know because we run out of ideas very quickly because we're old men.
Old men.
Very old. But thank you guys, as always. Thank you, Tony. I'll see you in 5 seconds after I turn this off.
Yep. Thanks for watching, guys.
And we'll see you guys on the flip side. Be on the lookout for the cast. We love you. This will be uploaded shortly. KTP. We know you've all been waiting for this. You didn't stop bothering us, and that's why we did it today instead of tomorrow. So, well done on you. Peace.